normally when there's a bull market on, we outperform. We outperform in a bull market. We were underperforming badly, and our clients relied on us to outperform in a bull market, even if we had more downside in a bear market. So it was very painful. And today we see, now our portfolios are acting much better today than they did back then, but today we see oil prices, again, market manipulated because the demand destruction is getting pretty severe. China, Europe, even U.S., we're starting to see faltering demand on the oil front, and yet the oil price is still going up, causing a lot of pain. Many firms will be approved for a Bitcoin ETF, and when that happens, that will bring with it an institutional acceptance that really could highlight the scarcity value of Bitcoin. And institutions are not the only story. Thank you for reading our Big Ideas 2023, and in there you see our building blocks to a $600,000 to $650,000 price, and perhaps $1 to $1.5 million price by 2030. We think most people in the world, at the very least, should have some of their assets in Bitcoin as an insurance policy against confiscation of wealth. And that can happen in a number of ways. It can happen outright. So to see MBS in Saudi Arabia lock his cousins up in the Ritz Hotel and just take their wealth, that's confiscation. That's outright confiscation. And then, of course, there's inflation, which is also confiscation of wealth. It's a cruel tax. It's very regressive. And Bitcoin would be an important hedge against that for anyone, but especially for lower income. Well, first of all, we give our research away, and I can tell you some of the most rewarding moments of my career and life, I would say, is when someone comes up to me and my colleagues and says, "Thank you for educating us about this." We put our money in, and I would say the two top ones on this are Bitcoin and Tesla. We put our money in. We keep reading your research. We believe your research is correct. We're not going to sell, and our nest egg has grown. Or in some case, I was able to buy my house, or in another case, I was able to educate my children. I mean, wow, that's pretty humbling. So that's a lot of the reward. But I think I also I love educating not just investors, but everyone, especially young people who who can take this kind of volatility and stick with it, keep their eye on the prize, and think about an incredible retirement if they make the right investment decisions. The young people today are much more savings minded than my generation was. And in fact, in my generation, it was the beginning of mutual funds. That's how far back I go. And I remember how difficult it was to get people, especially young people, to think about investing their money in equities for sure, because they had been under such duress for so long. But we knew, now that we were getting more disciplined monetary policy, that equities and fixed income were going to be good places. But consumers back then and investors back then were very scared. Very different today, and so they express a lot of gratitude for our research, and they have inspired us also to not only, of course, put an application in there for the Bitcoin ETF and other ETFs, but also to start a venture fund and get in even earlier. We started that, it's fledgling, but it's doing well. We've already had some liquidity events, which is hopefully not beginner's luck, but we're on our way. So I think the education, being able to educate, open people's eyes to this new world, these new opportunities, help them get on the right side of change so that their lives can be better, whether financially or emotionally or any which wise, from being on the right side of change and having the confidence based on, education, that they are on the right side of change. Well, I first describe what it is, and I ask them to listen very carefully to each of the words that I'm saying. It is the first global, private, meaning no government intervention, rules-based, if I didn't say digital, I should say it now, digital monetary system that the world has ever known. It is a very big idea. And in fact, what I often do is describe what Art Laffer said to me after he finished reading the paper. And, he basically said, I think I might have mentioned it, I've been waiting for this since they closed the gold window. Monetary policy has been completely unhinged. There's no discipline. We're going through booms and busts that are completely unnecessary.